It's happening. It's really happening. Finally, the future didn't want happening. It's happening. It's like the worst possible scenario that could happen will happen in just a couple of years. And to be real, I wasn't expecting it to be alive when it came true. Stopping production for physical media and changing to digital only is, for me, in my personal opinion, one of the worst decisions you can make. I know that for many, owning a piece of physical hardware has a lot of value than just an application on their PC, desk, or console. This subject is all around the internet, and it's making a lot of noise to the point you can't escape it. It got so many. I just got so many recommendations from YouTube about the matter, and even and the Helldivers community is starting to make some noise. I don't consider myself a hardcore Helldivers fan, but I played the game pretty consistently. It all started one day with just one video from a random YouTuber. Then IGN made a video, and some of the YouTubers that I watch that I find entertaining started talking about the subject. Even some YouTubers and the Helldivers community started talking about the subject. So now this has gotten to the point where you can escape it. It's all over the place, and I'm not saying this to make it sound like it's something bad. I'm all for physical media. I love physical media. I love owning and making a collection of video games and music discs. I will always support physical media, the physical media movement and preservation of physical media. Always. I don't trust big corporations. I never had. I know that Nintendo started the movement a couple of years ago with the launch of physical game chips with key codes inside the box so you can access the game. And that is one of the reasons I'm still making my decision if I'm going to buy a Nintendo Switch 2, because I don't trust Nintendo. The moment they see fit, they can just pull the plug, and my purchase will become obsolete. I don't shit money. I wish I had. I wish I could, man. Um, I can't be spending like 80 or 100 bucks on a game every time that I want to play it. I just want to buy a game, go home, insert the disc or chip or what have you, and enjoy my game. I don't mind. I don't mind in-game purchases, but even then, it's a digital download. Then that what happens when that digital store that I bought from closes? I try not to make digital purchases, but I have some in my account. Sometimes I just like a game so much that you just can't help but to spoil yourself, like spending to customize your character, or you just want to show your support for the developers. I don't have many digital purchases on my account. I have purchases inside games, but games I own. Well, even even if you can even call it owning anymore. um, the only games I have digital are Mortal Slice and Suddenly Zone Zero on my PS5, and on my PS4 I have like Metal Slug Anthology, and I think that's it. But I believe if but believe me, if I could get my hands on a physical copy of those games, I would buy them without a second thought. At the time of making this video, as far as I know, there's no physical copy for Mortal Lives, nor a modern physical one for Metal Slug Anthology, only for the PS2. I believe, and believe it or not, Sunless Zero has a physical release, but I will see. As much as I love the game, I don't see the point of buying a physical copy, but we'll see how that turns out. Coming back to the subject of physical media, I remember being little when grandpa or my uncle, or maybe sometimes my family that lives in the US, would come home for a visit, and sometimes they would bring gifts for me, and sometimes those gifts will be games, physical cartridges. Sorry, Sorry for my mispronunciation. That's a difficult word. Um, Physical cartridges, cassettes. Let's call it cassettes for the Super Nintendo. Um, Little by little, I made my own collection in one of my room shelves, where you could see my collection growing over time, and I see. And seeing my collection grow gave me a sense of accomplishment, because I was one of the few kids on the block who had a collection of games, and every time a friend will come to visit, they will spend time looking at my collection. And in those moments, conversations started about our favorite games. We will look at the game case art and the game instruction manual, and it gave room for a great conversation starter. After that, we will line up the games we were interested in, and we will start playing. Going to video game shops was fantastic. It was like a hub where all of the nerdy people gather and talk about their games and do recommendations to try. There was no internet, no YouTube, no nothing but magazines to get info from a particular game you were interested in. Looking at the shelves, perusing through every row of games and looking at each game box to see what that game could offer, making your payment and going home excited to play is something that only physical media can achieve. If we switch to digital media only, all of that will disappear. It's not only about the good times or the memories. We are talking about the experience and the potential for video game companies to take away something that you paid for. Um, there's a case that happened recently about Sony taking away movies from users from a studio canal, I believe, due to service from user agreement related policies. Okay, cool and all. I'm not arguing with that, because I ignore most of the policy agreement that they have with the users. But let's put it simply like this: if I sell you a product and you pay me money or any currency I'm asking from you, we both agree and a purchase is made. So now the product I'm selling to you is no longer mine, but yours. Are we in the same channel? Time passes and I come back at a later date, and then I take the product I sold you without noticing, or even I'm doing it in front of you. Isn't that called stealing? For better understanding, let's do a quick search on the internet about stealing, okay? Here it says, and I quote: stealing, the action or offense of taking another person's property without permission or legal right and without intending to return it. Notice that theft is in the end. I didn't do it. You can search for it on Google. Just type stealing. Some of you might say that the legal repercussion comes in the fine print or the contract. Let's be real. How many people read the contract or even pay attention to the fine print? I'm not defending Sony, and I don't want to sound like I'm their ally, but companies know this and they exploit it. I know out there somewhere, I'm sure that must be a document or a user agreement with Sony at the time we made our accounts, where explicitly says something about ownership on digital media. And please correct me if I'm wrong, but and please do it, because there's someone out there that reads everything. If there's a segment that talks about this, and even if something like that exists, like inside an official documentation, that could help Sony protect themselves, and they know that, and that is a scummy move to pull in customers. But they don't really care about their customers, do they? Physical media should stay. It's part of the gaming culture at this point. Maybe there's people out there that don't care much about it, and they own everything digital, and that's fine. You may say it's more convenient, and you are right, but it's not that digital is worse. It's because of these shady business practices that big corporations pull on people, that we prefer physical over the digital. At least with physical, they can get into your home and steal them from you, and even if they did, they will be facing major backlash at this point that they're dealing with now, and legal repercussions will be far worse for them. I think that, and I hope that we don't get into the future. Well, like a new game comes out, you're going to buy the game, and it's going to be a box with a code in it. I don't want that. I don't want an overpriced piece of plastic sitting on my shelf. I want to own games that I can play whenever I want without a connection to the internet. I want to play freely and relax, not thinking that tomorrow I'm going to wake up and see my collection gone after so much hard work. I want gaming to be more accessible for everyone. My name is Jaco, and I'm here to encourage you to be in favor of game preservation and physical media protection against these nasty corporate moves. Uh, Not for you, maybe, but for the future generations to come, so they can enjoy a future of accessible games and share and play with their future gamer friends. Take a shower, eat healthy, and I see you in the next video. Bye bye.